Hi everyone, it's your boy Ricky here with Honeybee Stamps. Thank you so much for joining us today. I'm going to be making a card from their latest release, or from Honeybee Stamps' latest release, Summer Stems. We're going to be using the Intense Black ink, their new tweezers. We're going to be using some of their liquid glue along with their liquid glue holder. We're going to be using the stamp set Crafty, along with the matching buzzword die that says Crafty. We're also going to be using the Let's Get Crafty stamp set. That also comes with their matching dies. I love this stamp set because it has pins, it has pencils, it has sewing kits, it has glue, rulers, all that great stuff. We're also going to be using some white paper, some black cardstock, and some vellum. So let's go ahead and get started making the card. Now the first thing I want to do is go ahead and cut out the word crafty. Now I'm going to be using the shadow layer, which is the third layer, and I'm going to be cutting that out of some vellum that I had in my stash. You could use any color you wanted, but I decided to use vellum because of the way I made this card. So we have that one cut out. We're going to cut out the second shadow layer with white paper, and then we're going to die cut the word out in black cardstock. And we're just going to go ahead and put that through the die cutting machine. And now we're going to go ahead and get this put together. I'm using my new tweezers. You guys, these tweezers are so strong. So we have some liquid glue here. I'm going to glue this down to the base level, which is the vellum. And well, my head's in the way, so you know what that means? I had to get it straight. That's what happens when my head shows up. Now we're going to be using the liquid glue, and we're going to go ahead and place this on the back of the word crafty. And we're going to place this on top of the two layers that I have already laid down. This is a nice black and white effect with also kind of like a see-through bottom. So when I go to do my card and you guys see how it's set up, you'll see why I did that. Now the next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and pull some items off of this stamp set here. I decided to go with some pens, some scissors, some glue, a brush, two things of paint, a little watercolor palette. And we're going to go ahead and get this stamped out, and I rub the stamps because they've never been used, and that helps condition the stamp so that the ink sticks to it. We're going to use that Intense Black ink here and go ahead and get that pressed down, press it really hard. And now we're going to go ahead and do some Copic coloring. Now I'm just going to show you just a little bit of the Copic coloring because this does take forever when doing it in real time. But I just wanted to show you my process here. I lay down the darker color, then the mid color, and then the lighter color. And then I go back and I repeat if I feel like it needs to be filled in. Now I did not show you everything that was colored because it just takes too long, but I did decide to show you how I painted the paint tube, or colored the paint tube, and also this pen here. And basically I followed the same concept that I did with the tube of paint. Now that that's done, we are going to go ahead and get these die cut out, and through the magic of the internet, wow, look at that, they're all colored. So we're going to go ahead and get the matching dies, and we're going to go ahead and get this taped down. Always make sure you tape down your dies, because if you don't, they'll move. Your little image will look ugly, you'll get mad, you want to burn your house down. At least I do. So we're going to go ahead and get those put through the die cutting machine, and they'll be showing up here in a little bit. I'm cutting a black mat at 4 by 5 1/4, and I'm going to place all of these items on top of that black cardstock. Now the first thing I'm going to do is just use some 3M foam tape. I'm going to place that on the back of every item here, and then once I get that filled up, I'm going to go ahead and remove the backings and go ahead and get this laid down onto the card. Now I know exactly where everything is going to be because I already had it laid out, so that's if for some reason you had to move everything, take a picture with your phone, and then so you'll be reminded where everything is. So now that I have all that down, we're going to go ahead and get that glued down to the card base here. This card base is 110 pounds Nina Solar white paper. It's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 top folding card, or I think it's side. I can't remember, you guys. We're going to go ahead and get that glued down with some liquid glue because you never know, you may need to move that a little bit just to make sure it's even along all the sides. And I'm going to place some glue along the back of the word here, and the glue will meet where it touches the items that are up off the card. I could have put some 3M foam tape behind that, but I was lazy and didn't do it. So now we're going to go ahead and cut out the sentiments here. This is from the Crafty sentiment set. And I'm deciding to pull in like a little L ruler here for the MISTI so that I can go ahead and get this straight. So when I cut these out on the paper trimmer, it's going to be all in one line. I do take a pair of scissors after this and cut them down a little bit more, but we're going to go ahead and get those stamped out with the intense black ink. And then here it is cut out. So now I want to go ahead and place these onto the card. I'm just going to take a look here and see exactly where I want it to be. And then I'm going to add some 3M foam tape to the bottom part of the sentiment because that's actually not going to be popped up on anything. It's actually going to be on the card base. So we need to make sure that's sticking up with all the rest of the items on the card. So I'm going to go ahead and use my tweezers and go ahead and get that laid down. And then there we go. And then the second part, we're just going to go ahead and get that glued down to the scissors here. And then the card is pretty much complete here. I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. I truly appreciate you guys supporting Honeybee Stamps. Make sure that you go check out their new release over on their website. Also check them out on Instagram and YouTube. But also you can check me out on Instagram and YouTube by searching for Bromero Cards. So I want to thank you guys again. You guys have a great week. Here's the card. It's done. You're so crafty, dude. You guys have a great week. Bye.